Hello guys, welcome to Captain Dorja's Armory. This is Captain Dorja, and we're going to look at a replay from an IS-2 battle that I played last night with my friend Blackjack Pershing. We were playing some platoons on Sunday, grinding away, and we had a couple of pretty fun games, and this IS-2 game was pretty fun. I definitely enjoyed it. It was not a victory, but it was a good fight. And at the end, I got to do something that I thought was pretty fun. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the replay. Alright, so we're in battle. We're in the IS-2. Tier 7 Chinese Heavy, very, very similar to the Tier 7 Soviet IS. The main difference is the armor is more troll, and when you need to fire premium ammo, you have 250 penetration heat shells. I'm in a platoon with Blackjack Pershing. He's in his T25/2. You can see we're in a standard battle on, I can never remember the name of this map, Live Oaks. And in a tad bit of irony, after the last video I put up where I talk about not giving up and being afraid of some simp people, the enemy team again features another very dangerous guy from Simp, and he's going to play into this match much more at the end. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So me and Blackjack we're going down south. My reasoning for that is we have an IS-6 platoon, 3 IS-6s, a T-34, and a T-28 prototype. That's some pretty powerful Tier 8s and Tier 8 heavies nonetheless. And a lot of our Tier 7s are going into the city to support. So I figured that I didn't need to go city. I also didn't really feel like a close quarters fight with 2 IS-6s and a KV-5. And I also wanted to stay with Blackjack, and the T-25-2 was much better suited to fighting in this portion of the map. So I'm directing Blackjack to go into the spotting bush, just kind of, doing our thing here. And my idea right here is that Blackjack's going to spot targets, and I can engage them, and hopefully I won't be detected. So Blackjack sighted a T-43, and we put a massive shell straight through his turret. That is the power of the 122mm guns. Flip a coin, and 50-50 chance I even hit that guy, but if I hit, I'm going to hurt him, and we hurt him there. But we also got spotted, so we exit the spotting bush, or not the spotting bush, but we exit our bush position and take cover. Now I see that the friendly 3002D and the friendly T-34 are going pretty aggressively forward, and we haven't spotted anything else down here other than that T-43. And we know that a large portion of the enemy's strength is north. We can see both IS-6s on the map, we can see a Carnarvon on the map, we can see a T-44 on the map, we can see a KV-5 on the map, and we can see a Ferdinand. So most of the vehicles that we really are afraid of meeting are already spotted north, and since there's really not a lot of opposition down south, I'm gonna attack. The IS-2 is a really good attacker, and especially for attacking things like Tier 7 mediums, this tank is really good for killing them, which makes sense. The IS-2 was designed to destroy Panthers, so hey, look at that, Panthers. Let's kill them. Opposition here is starting to get a little more thick. I was gonna poke the ridge and shoot at the Yag Panther, but with that 122 right there, I don't really feel like it. But he's just lost about half of his health, so he's probably feeling a little bit less keen on poking over. I'm trying to direct fire onto the Yag Panther, as it's the most dangerous and... well, it's not the most dangerous target there, but it's the combination of the most dangerous and most vulnerable. So eventually I do poke. I fire at the Yag Panther. I do not fully aim, and my shot is eaten by his tracks. And there we can see the troll nature of the armor on the IS-2. I don't know if that was a Panther M10 shell or a Yag Panther shell, but we bounce it off his turret. Off our turret, rather. Now, if that was the Panther M10, bouncing off the turret is not that big of a deal, but bouncing the Yag Panther would be a pretty big deal. Now, Blackjack just put a good hit onto that enemy SU-122, so I know that that guy's going to be considering his options a little bit more, so I decide I can probably risk coming over the top again, shoot the Yag Panther. And I put a huge hit on the Yag Panther, dealing almost 400 damage, and my tracks absorb his return fire. Meanwhile, the enemy T-43, who was behind us and threatening the flank, has been killed by Blackjack. And I roll up to finish off the Yag Panther, but he's dealt with by our S-51, so I redirect my fire into the Panther M10. Panther M10 takes a big hit from our T-34. He's now down to 52 health. But you can see up north, the fight is going badly. Panther M10 trolls my gun and I bounce off him, but no matter, the T-34 has the final word. And at this point I decide that I just need to kill this Panther so that I can redirect either on the attack or on the defense. So I put a big hit onto the Panther. The Panther's reeling. We bounce the shell from him, and our Jumbo Sherman takes him out. And the 3002 takes out the M5, which is unfortunate because I did just fire a massive shell at him, and I was really looking forward to stomping on his little face with contempt. Alright, now, the situation here is looking rather grim. We have a T-28 prototype going against an IS-6 and a KV-5. They have artillery support, and I thought that the other IS-6 was probably going to be with them. And I figured that the Jackson and the Ferdinand would probably be defending base. So, me and Blackjack, we're going to go back and work on base defense while I leave the T-34 and the two Tier 7 heavies with him, or Tier 7 mediums that are with him, to press the attack. I'm figuring those guys can probably handle what's up there. Now, Blackjack waits for me so that we can go together, which is usually a good move when you're worried that you're going to be fighting outnumbered. You want to be together and trying to work as a team. So we're going to move together towards the cap and engage these guys. I do not have confidence in the T-30 or the T-28 to stay alive for very long because he's caught totally in the open, easy to be flanked, vulnerable artillery. And the T-28 prototype has just died, and at the same time, the enemy IS-6 has neutralized our T-34, and the Jackson has taken out our 3002D. I bounce off the side of the IS-6, and the enemy IS-6 cleans up our Jumbo Sherman. So now it's just the artillery, Blackjack, and me. And I have heat shells loaded now. I want to deal damage. The shell that I bounced off the enemy IS-6, Rudis, that guy, the one from TFR, that shell that I bounced off him was also a heat shell. At this point I'm telling Blackjack to load AG and shoot at the KV-5. I've got heat loaded for the IS-6. As long as I hit his front, he's going down. And we fire the shot straight through his front plate, killing him. And we have the KV-5 from Relic, still on 37 health. So I reload an AG shell to go for him. See Blackjack bouncing off with his rather unimpressive 170 millimeters of penetration. But we have managed to kill KV-5. So now it's myself and Blackjack against a Ferdinand, a Jackson, and an IS-6 who has 4 kills, as well as a Yag Panther, or a GW Panther. So things are looking pretty bad. We're trying to figure out how we're going to set up our defense right here. Neither one of us was exactly sure what we wanted to do. Blackjack decides he's going to go for artillery cover behind those buildings. I'm thinking I'm going to use the cover of this road. I'm expecting most of the enemy to come from the town side. So I'm sort of trying to set up to sort of look over the railroad tracks, and if the enemy comes from the bridge, I'm kind of in a position to deal with it. But I was not expecting an IS-6 to come from the bridge, spotting me from stealth and shooting me in the side from stealth. So I just lost a lot of health. I'm down to half HP. And at this point I decide that the Jackson probably detected me. Me and Blackjack are going to try and deal with this Jackson ASAP. I'm just backing up to try and get out of view of the enemy IS-6 and try and get some bushes between me and the Jackson. Blackjack puts a big hit onto the Jackson. He's now one-shotable to me, assuming I can get my gun onto him. So we aim. We can see that the IS-6 just killed Blackjack. I fire, knock out the Jackson. Now the IS-6 could see Blackjack, so I knew he had to be pretty close. And I see the IS-6. I realize it's the guy from Simp. He's very good. He's in a much better tank than I am, and he has full HP. And at this point, he's on 5 kills. I'm the last person left. He's hunting his Top Gun, and to get his Top Gun, he needs to kill me. So I decide to do the noble thing and run. Now, The reason why this is a little ironic is the last video I put up was talking about, fighting the good fight and no giving up and all that jazz. And what I'm doing right here is I'm basically giving up. I'm not giving up the fight, but I've kind of acknowledged that if I try and go toe-to-toe with that IS-6, I'm just going to lose. So I just decline to engage him. I don't want to feed him a Top Gun. I don't want to fight him, even with 3 high-explosive anti-tank shells. It's going to be an incredibly difficult contest for me to defeat that guy in 1-to-1 for a bunch of reasons. First of all, he's got double the health that I have right now. He's got way more armor. He has way higher damage per minute. My standard armor-piercing rounds will have a hard time penetrating his tank. His standard armor-piercing rounds will penetrate me pretty easily no matter where they hit. So I am running. And not only am I running, but I'm trying to interpose as much cover between me and him as possible. And when I have to cross the open ground, I'm trying to do it with my turret pointed at him and with my tank at an angle to increase the chance that he either gets a miracle bounce or that his shell gets eaten by my tracks. I shouldn't have driven over all that debris. It brought me almost to a complete stop. But otherwise, we're making very good on our escape from this IS-6. Now, I said that I'm not giving up, and I'm not. I'm just not doing what the enemy expect me to do. My actual mission here was twofold. Mission number 1 was to not die to the IS-6. If the Ferdinand killed me, fine. If the GW Panther killed me, fine. I just don't want the IS-6 to get the killing blow. So again, we're going to maneuver to interpose cover between myself and the IS-6, and we're going to keep running. Our other goal here is, I was actually kind of hoping I could kill that Ferdinand. Blackjack told me that last time he saw the Ferdy, the guy was on about 300 health. So if I can catch and kill this Ferdy, I will definitely take that. Additionally, if I ran into the GW Panther and I got to shoot that guy and kill him, I would not be averse to that turn of events. So, our Jumbo Sherman's right. We lose, but we lost anyway. I was never going to win in a fight against that IS-6. And so I just decided not to. Sure, I abandoned the base. I abandoned our team to lose. But I'm honest enough with myself to realize that I would, no way in hell was I going to be able to take that IS-6 on. And I want to get more damage. I want to survive and shoot something else. I'm just, really hoping to catch that Ferdinand still. Really hoping. I'm thinking that the artillery is capping the base right now, and the Ferdinand is probably down here somewhere. So, in my mind, I still have a good chance to get some damage in. At this point, it looks like the IS-6 has basically stopped chasing me, but who knows? Just because we haven't seen him in a while doesn't mean that he can't see us. We know from before that any time that I can see him, he can already see me. So for all I know, that IS-6 has had vision on me and is just out of my view range, still following. But it's only 15 seconds before the enemy caps. We haven't encountered anyone. It looks like we're probably not going to run into the enemy Ferdinand. It looks like we're not going to run into the GW Panther. And like I said in chat, as long as the IS-6 didn't kill me, I was going to count this as a win. I have no flipping idea how that IS-6 was able to cut through a third of our team and not take a point of damage. I drive the IS-6, I fight IS-6s with my IS-6 all the time. Damaging them is not that hard. You just have to have a head on your shoulders. It's not that difficult. So yeah, but anyway, great match. Well played to everybody. It was a fun game, even though we didn't win. Kind of the moral of this story is that sometimes you get yourself into an unwinnable predicament. You just need to declare something as a personal goal, and even though you're going to lose the match, you have to go for the personal victory. My personal goal at that end of the match was, number 1, to not give the Top Gun to the IS-6. That was honestly my number 1 goal. My number 2 goal was, if I caught and could kill the Ferdinand or GW Panther, that would be the icing on the cake. So I didn't die to the IS-6. Unfortunately, I didn't get to kill either one of the other two enemy teammates. So still though, in that battle, that was my personal victory. I did 2,300 damage, killed 3 people. Fought to the end. Technically, I didn't fight to the end. I ran away for like the last 2 minutes. But even that running away, I was trying to just pick a different fight. So I'm saying that I fought to the end. And sometimes in this game, you just have to look at yourself in the eye at the end of the battle and say, I did what I could. I did my best. I got the personal victory. We may have lost the match, but I got the personal victory. So, I don't know why, but World of Tanks replays, WOT replays, is not allowing me to upload my replay files. So I don't have any post-game statistics. But I made about 800 experience on that defeat, and I did not receive any Hero of Battle awards. So there was no modifier to my experience other than having a premium account. I made a healthy profit of credits. I only fired 2 heat shells, and I didn't use any consumables. So it was a profitable battle, and it was a fun battle. Even though we lost, it was a good time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. I definitely enjoyed playing it. Until next time, just remember, you can never have enough big guns.